Do you know what? I realized something.
Yeah.
I was actually having a conversation
Mm-hmm.
with my boys literally like 2 days ago. And
Yeah.
one of my friends is like, guys, there's nothing more sexy than a girl just saying, for example, he gave a simple example. It's like, let's say you want to open those tomato sauce jar thingies. Yeah. And
Yes.
then they're sometimes annoying to open or a little bit, but you can open them. And he was like, if my girl just says, no, babe, can you just open this? Even if she can, how much
Yes.
confidence that gives. That small thing. It's not even a big thing. I'm not even going through the whole spectrum, right?
I
And the
know.
problem, what we have now, I guess maybe it's in line with the whole independent woman thing and all that stuff, where a lot of girls forget that no, you should be able to take care of yourself, because I think anyone should be able to take care of themselves, guys. Let's keep it apart.
Yes.
Because life is
Definitely.
life is not fair. But when it comes to relationship dynamics, you need to like kind of switch that thing off. Let the nigga, let him do the things. You see, I swear you benefit more from him, and there'll be less things you probably complain about, because you'll be like, nah. So babe, what you want? You get the princess treatment, as you said.
You know what? I actually agree with you. People should be able to take care of themselves. But when you see girls complaining, I've had other girls, friends who come to me complaining, and they're like, my boyfriend actually never does anything. Hey, I could say my phone is dead and he won't even flinch. And I'm just like, baby, you gotta change some stuff. I'm not saying manipulate him. No.
Oh, no.
There are just certain things you need to change about yourself. Be an independent woman, but also know when to just be a present woman.
Ooh.
Especially when there are men around.
Oh, my goodness, that was a line. Okay, I'm digesting that. Let me take some time to digest that. Continue. Yo.
So yeah, I think and also I don't like for people to think of femininity as just something that gives you benefits in just a relationship. No, it's not for you to land a good man or a man of means or anything like that. It's good for you as a person. Like I said earlier, I feel like I'm actually living my life proper and I'm enjoying it now. I'm just more at peace. I am more calm. Like I used to be very argumentative. I just needed to be heard.
Though?
If you can't hear me,
Why was it?
You know what? It's that thing of I'm independent.
Yeah,
so you and I, we are on
yeah.
the same level. We are on the same level. So if you say A and I say it's B, you better listen why I'm saying B. So you know what? I do not encourage. With femininity, I do not encourage women to become doormats. I do not encourage them to be ill-treated by guys or not be heard.
Never.
But from my own experience, just living in my femininity has brought so much balance into my life. It's not even a matter of I get into my head and think when I'm with him, I should do this. When I'm with him, I should be doing this way.
Never.
Or when I'm alone. No. Once you are in that thing, it's a lifestyle. There's no going into your head. You're working from your heart and things just flow. So, yeah.
Wow. She dropped some gems. Vanessa, I don't even know where to start. Okay. Listening to you talk about that transition and you changing from just being argumentative, just if I say A, you have to say B, because no, that's what it scares a lot of people, and not just men. It's not just like you say, not just relationships. Do you know there are other women that will probably be in their feminine that will be scared to even be friends with you, because they'll be like, this person, this is a lot to handle.
And I've had that before.
Oh, really? Do share.
Yeah. I've had that before because
Mm.
you know what? I don't know, like guys,
Ah,
life is just something. You don't realize these things when you're in the situation. I
you don't.
realized these things when I changed my life over. Now I
Mm.
look back and I was like, oh my God, that girl just could not stand me because of this, and that. Obviously,
Mm.
back then, I looked at it and I justified myself. I'm like, girls are just problematic. Like, that's why I don't hang out with girls. They're just problematic. But when you look at it now, it's
Ah,
like, girl, you was the
you.
problematic one because these
Mm.
other girls, they probably grew up in households where they either were taught how to be feminine or
Mm.
they grew up in a household that I believe most people,
Mm-hmm.
don't quote me on this, but I believe that most people who grow up in a functional home with a mom and a dad,
Yeah, yeah. Balance.
they have, they have people who model these relationships for them.
Oh, I
So
see.
they just pick it up. Like as kids, as we grow up, we pick up things from the people around us, the people we look
Mm.
up to
That's very
around
true.
us.
Mm.
You see, so most of my friends do come from those families. I grew up in a gogo's
Oh.
house
So you
where
never saw that.
everyone, I never had that kind of model to show me how to just be a girl who is present in a man's life.
Mm.
I grew up being the girl that just you work, you put in the work, and you
Mm.
come with results type of thing.
I
And I had
see.
to learn. You don't
Mm.
always have to be the person who's planning. The
Mm.
you have a role to play. He has a role to play, and
You can meet each
you
other.
guys,
And it doesn't have
yeah,
to be
you meet in the
toxic.
middle.
It doesn't have to be toxic at
Exactly.
all. It seems like in this
Exactly.
in this new modern world, it will seem like it's a toxic thing, and like you're being forced against your will. When if you grew up in a, I'm fortunate enough, I grew up in a household, like this,
Mm-hmm.
where you see mom and dad. There's this balance. It's just that obviously now in our house we grew up, we were all boys. So I know my mom, she wished she had a daughter, but anyway, and but then you see there's a balance, and then you see some of these things, and you as a guy, I also know how to treat a woman, and at the same time, if
Mm.
you're a woman, you know how to treat a gent, and you probably won't have an issue. You won't have one.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's true.
um just before we wrap, because we're gonna have to wrap up now, but
Mm-hmm.
at what age, how long ago was this? Like, what age were you when it then happened, where you're like, yeah, now I'm in my feminine?
This is about 3 years ago,
Damn.
in my late 20s.
Damn. Damn.
So, exactly. This is in my late 20s.
And
I was just, I
how
guess
long
I, mhm.
how long did the process take, roughly?
I would say about a year, two
Mm,
maximum,
this is good, which means it's
because
doable. Which means it's doable.
you know what? The thing is, it's doable. I believe even at 40, you can change your ways. You know how people always say you can't teach an old dog new
New
tricks?
tricks.
No, you can.
You
You
can.
really can. You can teach people new things as long as they want to learn.
As long
So
as they
I
want.
wanted,
Mm,
exactly, as long as you have a will in you to learn,
there's a way.
I decided I wanted to change because I wanted the change. I was seeing that my relationships are not going anywhere. My life is not really going the way I want. Neither am I happy with the way my life is going. I had to find what was the problem. And once I realized there's this part of my life that I don't feel I've ever connected to, I decided to work on it. And I told myself, you know what? We all have this dream of I want my life to go this way at this age, at that age. I was like, you know what, God, I am going to do this however it's gonna go. What I want is the end result. If it's gonna happen when I am 40 or once I get into my 30s, that's good. All I
That's
want is for
mm,
this change because
it
if you're
helps you.
tired of your life,
Mm,
exactly. If you're tired of how something is happening in your life and you're
Mm.
not changing it, like
Then you're the
what are
problem.
you doing?
Mm.
What is that?
Look within.
Gotta
Mm.
change things. Yeah.
Mm.
So it took me, yeah, I would say about 2 years maximum. I was just lucky enough to
Now
also have a partner. Yeah.
oh,
Sorry.
you had a partner that continue.
Who understood. He understood what I was going through. So I mean,
Yeah,
we had been through the ups and the downs of me being very challenging.
argumentative. Yeah, nah, but he's a patient guy. Respect the man's. Yo, because
Well,
most
yeah,
guys wouldn't.
he was.
I don't think most guys would be like, ah, nah, I'm gonna leave this.
No,
Because
yeah, most guys wouldn't, but he was prepared to be there. Whatever then happened later, but you I could literally tell the change in us being together. I could tell the change in my own personal life. I don't know, like girls really talk down on this whole femininity. I find it
yeah,
difficult
it's
to even have these conversations, hey?
why is it difficult?
Because you, like you're saying, 21st century, whatever, people think you should just be independent. Hey, whatever a man can do, I can do. I don't have to be
Yeah.
submissive. I
Oh,
don't have to be Miss Little
that's like a
Pretty
sin
Cute or
word.
whatever.
That's like a sin word to
Exactly.
say these things because you'd be like, oh, what do you say? And you'd be like, whoa,
You
relax,
see, but
calm
there's
down.
certain things that just works a certain way.
And you saw it, how you were less stressed out and less complain.
Yep.
Life is so nice when you really in your natural state. Because what happened is you went
Mm.
back to your natural state. It's like, let's say, um, this device. I can't put
Mm-hmm.
an Android software on an iPhone. It might
True.
work. They actually work. Like, for example, if you put Apple Music on Android, it works, but it doesn't look as nice. It
Mm-hmm.
doesn't function as well. You know, you need
Mm-hmm.
to work with your natural software, which then puts you in a good place. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
And you see, with the analogy you just gave, we all, as human beings, we do have feminine and masculine energy in us. The
True.
same way you said you can put iTunes on your Android phone, right?
Yes,
So
definitely.
we both have. And
Mm,
in this case, as a woman, you've got that masculine energy because you need to be able to fend for yourself, whether there is a man or not. You need to be
exactly.
able to. So there are
It's a
times
human thing.
when you should channel, yes, you should
Mm,
channel that energy in to get through life.
mm.
However, your natural state is in the femininity, and you thrive when
You
you embrace
thrive
that side of
because
yourself.
that's your superpower.
That is so true.
Oh my word. I
Yes.
really wish this conversation go on and on because you're literally dropping gem after gem after gem. And this is why I wanted to bring you on. People would think that if I had talked about this as a gent, be like, he's just a guy. And probably
He's trying to manipulate us.
probably the independent woman in quotes would come for me. So I wanted to give an
Mm-hmm.
example of someone who's been through the process, who's going through it,
Mm-hmm.
and then we talk about. I'm like, nah, you see, it's not. I'm not talking voodoo here. These are things that are happening, and it's happening back home. I didn't even bring an American. I could have looked for some
Mm,
American woman, and then be like, she's
true.
American. She doesn't understand. Wait. Nah,
Mm,
we've got a Zimbabwean here who's based in South Africa. What you gonna say about
mm.
that, huh? But anyway, nah, thank you so much for sharing this. I wish you could really express more, but obviously time. I believe if anyone else wants to hear more in depth, like certain details, like I know you
Mhm.
do the skincare thing, all these things,
Yes.
you people can go to
Mhm.
your podcast, and your podcast is called Feminine Chats with V, yeah?
Yes, Feminine Chats with V, or they can go to my Instagram, which is
Mm.
just V Chili Manzi.
V Chili Manzi. Just go to at V
Yes.
Chili Manzi and you will see all these things. She has a whole thing, man. And you can even see the energy from your IG. I don't even know you like that, but you can tell. I always tell people I can tell by your tweets,
Uh-huh.
your Instagram. This one is
Yeah,
Chimurenga.
paita baganoti. This is cute.
This is a whole Chimurenga apartheid 2 or something. And this one is she's calm. And
Thank you.
as a gent, every guy would want some girl that brings peace. I've heard guys saying that. And I'm like, what do you mean peace? I've been like, oh, see, this is exactly what I'm talking about. It's not gonna work. You need to work on yourself. But thank you so much, Vanessa,
Yeah.
for joining the
Thank you for
Psychology
having me.
Podcast. We actually spoke longer than we were supposed to. So this part is going to be the part 2 because it's gonna be I want people to grasp everything. But as always, to all my humble listeners, to all the ladies listening, embrace your feminine. Stop complaining.
Yes, girls.
Look within. This is exactly what Vanessa was saying. Look within, take accountability. You'll be less stressed out, and I hope it helps at least one girl. Just one. Just one.
I really hope so too.
Just one. As always, it's your boy Psycho. I'm signing out. Peace.